Good afternoon, guys. Nice to be with you again. Today's video is about models, and we are going to focus on should, ought to. So before we begin, do not forget to subscribe, to like, and to share it with your friends. Let's get started. So the first criterion that we should take into account is that should and ought to are similar, with a slight difference is that ought to, we can use it in relation to law, to legal matters. Is it clear? Okay, so now modal plus infinitive verb, you speak concerning simple form, not continuous form. Okay, and this means the present. So whenever you come across should, ought to, any modal plus infinitive verb, don't speak about the other modals related to the past, no, related to the present. So here infinitive present, infinitive verb does not change at all. Let's start. Number one, advice. And when we speak about advice, we speak here about something very important in order to understand, is that the receiver of the message is the one who is going to benefit, is the one who is going to profit. Okay, which means the sender of this message or the one who advises does not have any profit here. The first sentence says she is very exhausted. She should go to bed. So once she is exhausted, she is tired, who is going to benefit? Is she. If she goes to bed, is she who is going to benefit. That's why advice, when we want to speak about it, we speak about profit, benefit. Something which is very good, important to you as a person who receives the message. Our neighbor is ill. He should go to the doctor. He does not like his boss. He should look for another job. One, indefinite, it can be replaced with a person. One should brush one's teeth after each meal. So these are, what do we call, sentences related to giving advice. And how shall we know? This is through profit, benefit. Number two, a recommendation not to do something bad or wrong. So here, the most important element is that it is bad or wrong. And all of them, they are in negative form. Number one, you should not talk to her right now. She is very upset. Number two, the old man looks tired. He should not work so much. Girls should not wear tight jeans. It is immoral. Teenagers should not smoke, take drugs, and drink alcohol. So number one and number two, they are similar. But why have we put them each one alone? Is that the first one, it is affirmative. The second one, negative. And itself, it's an advice. It reminds someone of his or her duty. It's a recommendation, but negative, which means not to do something because it's bad or wrong. Who is going to benefit is the person here. The old man looks tired. So you should stop working. And when you stop working, it's you who is going to benefit. Do you see? Teenagers themselves, they should not smoke, take drugs, and drink alcohol. So if they stop, if they give up, it's here, it's something beneficial, valuable to them. Number 3, asking for advice or recommendation. Asking for advice or recommendation. So here, should I bring my identity card? So here, you want to know whether you can or you should bring your identity card or not. So you ask for advice, which means you need an advice from someone whether to bring it or not to bring it. How should students write a description paragraph? So here, asking for advice. So what now? Concerning the affirmative, no problem, advice. Concerning negative, which is you should not. So here, as I have said, not to do something. And here it's a question, interrogative sentences. Here you ask for advice. You need someone to advise you. Number 4, we focus about suggestion. So here you want someone to suggest to you what to do. Or especially when we are, for example, a group of students and we want to suggest something to do. Therefore, what should we do now? What should I prepare for lunch? So you need suggestion. It's itself a kind of help, a kind of advice. Okay? So I have given different sentences in order not to be confused. And all of them, they express advice and duty. Number 5, obligation. And here I want you to pay attention a lot. Why? Number 1, when we speak about obligation, we speak about must. But here, should itself can express obligation and how it is polite, less emphatic, which means that must is stronger than should concerning obligation. A factory owner to a worker. For example, here, the factory owner can oblige a worker, but no, that factory owner is polite. For example, is tolerant. He's helpful. So when he wants to address a worker, he does not oblige him or he does not oblige her, but he speaks politely using should. A factory owner to a worker, you should begin work at 8 o'clock. A police officer to a driver. So all of them here, they are obligations. Such sentences, they express obligation, but polite, less emphatic. You should wear a seat belt in a car. A teacher to a student. You should pay more attention in class. You see, so all such sentences, they express obligation but less emphatic, polite. This is the difference between must concerning obligation and should obligation. Expectation. So expectation here, or same like probability, here you expect, and when you expect, you expect something in relation to the future, not in relation to something in the present. No, in future, because even if you think about something, no, but it will be carried out in the future. Let Jalil should be at home now. Let Jalil should be at home now. Give him a call. You can phone him now. So you expect that Jalil should be at home sooner. The other one, with an early start, if we start early, they should be here by noon, which means you expect that at 12 o'clock or at 12 a.m. they should be here. You expect them to be here. Number 7, you speak about what is ideal, desired, something that you desire. Suppose if we want to talk about a city in which there are less public schools, less hospitals. So here it's something ideal to have more and more hospitals and more public schools. So here you say there should be more public schools and hospitals to show something ideal, something that we want, something that we desire. Number 2, the government should reduce the price of petrol. It's so expensive. So here, what's ideal for us is to reduce the price of petrol. It's unjust. We don't like it. It's so much expensive. So what is ideal? To reduce the price of petrol. Number 8, here we work with what we call words of urgency. And when I say words of urgency, I speak about nouns, adjectives, and verbs. So if you consult books, grammar books, or if you consult the internet and you write words of urgency, whatever you like, verbs of urgency, nouns of urgency, adjectives of urgency, you will have or you will find a list. Such list, you read them in order to remember them very well the day of the exam. Here are 3 examples. It is essential, so essential an adjective of urgency that university student should read. Whenever you find essential, suggested, insisted, all the time should plus infinitive. Okay, she has suggested we should visit our grandparents more often. Jamal insisted not on, no, always that. Jamal insisted that we should think of others before ourselves. So here, the second one she had suggested, it is implicit, it is unclear, hidden. It means she has suggested that. So either you find that or you don't find that. You check. Number 9, if I were you, I should. So this is what we call an implicit advice. It's implicit, it's hidden. Let's look at the examples. If I were you, I am not you, but if I were you, and a real present. If I were you, I should join the team, which means you as a person, you have not joined the team. But my advice to you, if I were you, indirectly, if I were you, I should join the team. Number 2, all the time here, you work with type 2. Were, don't say was. Word, always. If she were in his possession, she should give up smoking, which means that this person has not given up smoking and she wants to give him a piece of advice. That's why she says indirectly, if I were in your possession. So here are 9 cases related to what we call should plus infinitive form, and we are speaking in the present. Now we are going to speak about the progressive form, the continuous form. Should or ought to, no problem, plus be plus verb ing form. So here we speak about what we call the continuous form. Let's take the example here and pay attention. The first rule is completely different from this rule concerning the structure. Should or ought to plus be plus verb ing form. You speak concerning the continuous form. But should, ought to plus infinitive verb, you speak in the present. But simple. This one like be plus verb ing form, progressive, but in the present. Itself in the present, but progressive. The difference, the first one simple, second one progressive. Not fulfilling a polite obligation. So it's an obligation. I have explained it, and it's polite, okay? And you do not fulfill it. Means you do not perform it. You do not carry out. He should be wearing the seat belt, which means at this moment, present continuous, at this moment. That's why we have should plus be plus verb plus ing form. What does it mean? He is not wearing the seat belt right now. Second one, she should be studying for the exam. What does it mean? He is not studying. Do you see? So each one I have given the explanation in order to understand better. But it's an obligation, and when I say obligation, I speak about advice, because this obligation is polite and not emphatic, less emphatic. The third, should, ought to, plus have, plus past participle. Have does not change. Here we refer to the past. So the past here, should plus perfect form. Have worked. Have plus past participle. So we call it past. Now we are speaking in relation to the past. Let's start with number one. Unfulfilled advice in the past. She should have worked hard last year. What does it mean? This is a duty. This is her duty as a student to work hard. But she did not fulfill and execute this advice in the past. How shall I know? She should have worked hard last year means she didn't work. Do you see? You work with the opposite. She should have worked means she didn't work. And it's an advice. But what kind of advice? Undone in the past. Unfulfilled in the past. He should not have insulted the old man or the old woman. It means here he insulted. He did the opposite. He should not have insulted means he insulted. He did. So all the time you work here with unfulfilled advice in the past with did. When it is negative, it becomes did, affirmative. When it is affirmative, it becomes did not. Expectation in the past. And here we have expectation in the past. I should have studied more, but I was too tired. Do you see here? Should plus perfect form. Should plus perfect form means have plus past participle here. What does it mean? It was expected to study more, but you did not. Why? Because you were tired. Do you see? So here it expresses unfulfilled, or not unfulfilled, expectation in the past, which means something that is very, or it was expected, but the person did not do it. So I should have studied more, but I was too tired. So here some of you are going to say, oh, expectation in the past, it is similar to unfulfilled. For example, here I should say unfulfilled advice, which means that this person should have studied, which means it was his duty. This is the advice given to him, but he did not. but that one you did not want. But here it's something that for example prevented you from studying more, because you speak about exhaustion. You were too tired. Second example, this student was excellent. This student was excellent. He should have got optimal marks in the baccalaureate exam, which means this person was excellent. So throughout the year, he was excellent. We speak about last year. He was excellent. And therefore, we expected that this student would succeed last year. But unfortunately, he did not. So our expectation was his success. But he did not succeed. Because of one reason or another. So these are the most important uses of should concerning the present, concerning simple present, concerning progressive, and the simple past. And itself, the simple past, you can find what we call progressive form. So today's video is over. See you in another one. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share this video with your friends. Thanks a lot.